Is eating out in Iceland really as bad as everyone makes it out to be? The common belief is that it is so expensive, but is it really? Let's talk prices, what you can actually expect to pay, and how to eat well in Iceland without breaking the bank. Yes, meals and drinks can be pricey, but if you know where to look, it's not as bad as people think. Across the city, there are loads of places that offer happy hours where food and selected drinks are discounted, usually for a few hours in the afternoon or in the early evening, so if you're trying to do Iceland on a budget, it is absolutely possible. A basic burger or pizza will cost you around 3,000 to 4,000 ISK, which is roughly £18 to £25. And honestly, we're from the UK, so £18 for a burger meal in a restaurant isn't a shock anymore. That's why I don't think Iceland is as bad as everyone makes it out to be. You just have to be a bit wise about where and when you eat. A main course in a nice restaurant, talk about 35 to 40 quid. And drinks, a pint can cost up to £10, so definitely make the most of the happy hour when you can. Even a soft drink might be around £4, which isn't that bad to us. But here's the twist. There's no tipping culture. Service charge is already included and it is not expected to tip extra, so at least you save a few quid in there. If you're wondering where to actually eat, we found some gems. First up, Etiquette. It is a cozy little spot known for its soup served in a bread bowl, and honestly it is incredible. We absolutely love it here, and it'll cost about £35 each for a soup each and a soft drink each, but it is totally worth the experience. Then there's Bastard Broom Food, a really fun place and amazing food with a brilliant atmosphere. It is pricey, around £25 per meal, but the food is top tier. They do cocktails and even a bottomless brunch, so it's a great one for a treat night. You also have to try an Icelandic Domino's pizza. I know it sounds odd, but trust me, the pizzas here hit differently. They put like this garlic salt crust and it is unreal. If you're heading out of the city, definitely visit Reykjavík. They serve fresh homemade soup served inside their own greenhouse surrounded by tomato plants. It is a cool and unique experience. We also found an amazing restaurant in Reykjavík that sells pizzas. We managed to get a large fries, a large pizza and 2 refillable soft drinks for just over £20. So when you're outside the main tourist areas, eating out isn't actually as expensive as what people make it out to be. And for something sweet in the city, Reykjavík is the place to go. Their cinnamon rolls are famous and you can smell them when you walk in, and believe me, they are unreal. There are also loads of street food spots and food halls around the city and offering some unlimited soup deals. A great way to warm up and fill up without spending too much. If you're feeling adventurous, you could also try fermented shark, which is considered an Icelandic delicacy. Callum did try this at Cafe Loki in Reykjavík with a shot of brennivin, which is tradition, and let's just say it is an acquired taste. In most places, food is made fresh to order, so it might take a little longer than it does back home, but it is completely worth its wait. Make sure you're kind and courteous to your servers. Manners here go a really long way. The good news is that most people in Iceland speak excellent English, and nearly all of the menus are available in English too, so don't worry about not being able to understand what's on the menu. That said, whilst it's brilliant that English is so widely spoken, it's still important to respect the local language. Icelandic is beautiful, and just making a small effort goes a long way. Even saying something really simple like tak, which means thank you, to your server will be really appreciated. Icelanders take great pride in their language, and we don't want Icelandic to fade away just because it's convenient for tourists that so many people speak English. One thing you must remember though, if you're wearing crampons or spikes on your boots, always take them off before entering a cafe, bar or restaurant. It is considered brilliant etiquette and also protects the floor. It's also polite to remove your big bulky outdoor coat when you sit down. Not only is it good manners, but it'll make you feel a lot more comfortable while you're eating. Now let's talk about how to save a bit of money, because eating out in Iceland can get expensive quite quickly. The most budget-friendly supermarkets are Bonus and Kronan, and they're basically Iceland's version of Aldi or Lidl. So if you're heading out for the day on your trip or tour, or even if you're self-driving or camping, it's a great idea to pop into these supermarkets and grab some essentials and snacks, especially for your hotel room. We always make this stop on our first day to pick up drinks and snacks for our hotel rooms, and honestly we just love being nosy and checking out all the different crisps and sweets that you cannot get at home. We usually grab a loaf of bread, some butter and a bit of cheese or ham so we can make sandwiches or pack lunches for our road trips. It is the most budget friendly way to do things, and it saves you a fortune compared to buying food out every day. Most hotels have a mini fridge in the room, which is great for storing your little bits and bobs, but if you're visiting in the winter, the outdoors is your biggest fridge. We've left our drinks on the window ledge with the window slightly open, and we came back and they are perfectly chilled. When you're out and about, cafes and restaurants can be few and far between, especially at rural spots or on a long drive. Even at touristy destinations like Reykjavík and Gullfoss, there are cafes and restaurants, but they can be pricey. Making you pack lunch and taking drinks with you will save you a lot of money on your trip. Most hotels include breakfast, so fill up before heading out. Just remember, it is genuinely frowned upon to take food from out the dining room, and most hotels will accommodate for a fee. If you're staying in an Airbnb, cooking your own meals instead of eating out every night will also save you a lot of money. And when you do want to eat out, the cheapest food you'll find is usually hot dogs, soup, or street food. Outlets like food halls and 101 Reykjavík street food are all delicious and much easier on your wallet. Now, if you're vegetarian or vegan, do not worry, you are not going to struggle in Iceland. So I'm vegetarian, and when we first arrived, I was a bit worried about the things that I could eat, but honestly, it was so much easier than we expected. Most restaurants and cafes do offer at least one vegetarian or vegan option, and Reykjavík in particular has loads of places that cater specifically for plant-based diets. A lot of spots do vegetarian burgers, soups, salads, and pasta dishes, and many of the food halls do have international options. Stuff like falafel and curries and noodles. Even some of the smaller cafes and bakeries do have vegetarian friendly soups and sandwiches. If you're staying in an Airbnb, the supermarkets here have a decent range of vegetarian and vegan ingredients too. Things like meat alternatives, plant milks, and fresh produce, which are easy to find. So if you're heading to Iceland and you are vegetarian or vegan, you will be absolutely fine. There are plenty of places to eat, and honestly the food quality here is brilliant no matter what you go for. So yeah, eating out in Iceland can be expensive, but if you plan ahead and pick your moments, you can still eat really well without breaking the bank. There are so many amazing places to try, from cozy cafes and food halls to local favourites like Etiquette and Broigan Co. And with a little planning, you can balance splurge meals with budget-friendly days. Honestly, we've found that mixing it up works really well. Treat yourself to a nice meal one night and then do packed lunches or supermarket snacks for the next. That way then, you will still get to enjoy the incredible food Iceland has to offer without the credit card panic at the end of your trip. If you're vegetarian or vegan, don't stress. There's plenty of choice here and most places are really accommodating. And one last tip, you don't really need to carry cash. Majority of cafes and restaurants and even small shops in Iceland do accept card payments, including contactless and Apple Pay. So you can pretty much go cash free for the whole trip. We hardly used any Icelandic krona while we were there the first time. Would you spend £25 on a burger? Let me know in the comments, or if you've been, tell me your best Iceland food hacks. I'd love to know your go-to spots and any hidden gems we should check out next time we visit. And if you're planning a trip soon, make sure to check out my other Iceland videos for travel tips, lagoon guides, and how to make the most of your trip even on a budget.